What's up YouTube? It's Makai Block with Limitless North. I want to talk with you about how to get more done in your day, make sure that every day is productive, that you're accomplishing your tasks, your priorities, and your goals for each day. I came across a new method that I wanted to share with you, a really cool, straightforward path on how to actually plan out your task, plan out your priorities, and get stuff done. I've had a couple of days this past week where my schedule's been all over the place. I've been running all around, and I haven't felt like I've been able to really hone in and get work done. And so I was looking for some new productivity methods just to switch it up. You know, my old habits work really well, but I just wanted to try and find some new techniques. And I came across this great post on Reddit that I want to share with you. And basically, when you use this tool is when you feel like you have some really big priorities you need to get done for your day. Maybe you're not being super motivated, you're not accomplishing a whole lot, but you have these tasks that need to get done. One of the biggest things you can do is actually plan before you take action. Planning saves 10 minutes of execution. Every time that you spend a minute planning, you're saving up to 10 minutes of action that you may take. And so just having a set step process that you can go through each time before you begin a task to make sure that you're actually going to start on the task, that you're going to accomplish the task, that you're going to do it well, and that you're going to stay on point for your day, that can be such a huge beneficial thing for you. And so I want to share this tool with you, and it's just this whole process. So let me just walk you through it real quick. So first, when you're looking at your priorities, ask yourself, is this task a closed loop? Does it have a defined endpoint? You don't want to just start working on something that's going to be running over and over and over again, and you're never going to be able to actually accomplish it, and you're just going to spend all this time working on it. So sometimes we'll run into tasks like that just demand all of our creative input and energy, and it's going to take us a long time to finish them. But in reality, most tasks can be a closed loop, so you can actually define an endpoint for them. So does it have a defined endpoint? If not, break it down farther. Make a defined endpoint that you can reach, or set aside a time limit. So time usually only works with non-creative approaches and tasks, but you can set a defined time limit and say, I'm going to work on this thing for this amount of time, or I need to have it done by this time, this day, this hour, whatever it is. But usually you can just find an endpoint and break down your task or your goal a little bit further and just say, when I hit this point, I'll consider it accomplished for today. So next is write a one-sentence reminder of why you want to get this task done. Not need. Don't write out why it needs to be done. Write out why you want to get it done, because motivation and inspiration is often so key and so crucial here. So why do you want to get this task done? Okay. Next, do you know how or where to start? And do you have a roadmap for the task? If not, write a checklist. So you need to know what your first step is going to be. You need to know how you're going to begin on it, and you need to clearly define that so that you can actually begin to take action on this task, on this priority, okay? So how are you going to start? Where are you going to start? And do you need to write a roadmap for it? You know, what's going on there? Maybe come up with a checklist of things that you need to get done. What amount of time will you set aside for this task? So this is really important when you're planning your day. You don't want to just get started on priorities and go through them all the time. You want to actually have a little bit of structure to what you do. So what amount of time will you set aside for this task? And is it achievable to get done in that time frame? That's really important to ask. If it's not achievable, then you need to break down your task farther and only do the part that you can actually get done today. Otherwise, you're going to feel like you're not succeeding, you're not being effective or efficient, and you're going to just kind of like crush your own motivation and energy and inspiration. So when you can actually succeed and achieve the things that you're working towards, you're going to feel so much better, and you're going to do it consistently. What roadblocks do you think you'll face? It's really important to identify the things that you think you're going to, come across as far as obstacles or roadblocks. So write out the resistances, write out the barriers, write out the things that you think are going to be challenging with it, and know that you're going to face those and know how to overcome them. So if it's internal or mental, the resistance, how will you tackle them? So some of this time it's like we're going to procrastinate, we're going to not want to do this, we're going to run into internal resistance. There's a really great book called The War of Art that you should definitely read, and it talks about resistance, and that's basically the desire to procrastinate. And a writer's biggest challenge is just to write the frickin' book that he's trying to do, write the very page that he's working on. We walk around and we don't do things, and we can't get into that creative mode and actually do the work. That's called resistance, or an artist faces the same thing. We all do. But that resistance is something we have to overcome. So that's what this whole process is about, as well as overcoming that resistance. So 80% of the time, the answer is to just write a first draft, if you're writing something. But whatever your goal is, just get started on it. Just sit down and do some of the tasks repetitively until that you're in that momentum where you can just keep going. This law of thermodynamics, that an object in motion will stay in motion, an object not in motion will stay at rest until acted upon by an outside source. So once you're moving, once you have your momentum up, it's so easy to continue to succeed, to continue to take action, to continue to achieve things. But if you're not moving, if you're just sitting there wasting time and thinking and putting things off, it's so hard to get yourself moving. So remember that. Okay, what is the pain of not getting this task done? What is the price of inaction? So identifying, if I don't do this, here are the consequences, here's the price of me not doing this. It's just extra motivation to actually get moving on your tasks, right? And then what reward for the day, either instant or delayed, will you give yourself for completing it? It's so important to reward your victories, to celebrate your victories, and to reward yourself for your accomplishments each day and each time you complete something big or important. So identify a little celebration that gets your mind in a mode of wanting to complete and achieve and accomplish things. And so you should celebrate your wins, you should celebrate your victories, and you should reward yourself periodically throughout your day, throughout your week, throughout your month, throughout your year, with these things that are achievement points. I've hit this, I've done this well. Celebrate it, reward yourself, feel good about it, and allow your mind to say, we want more of that, as positive reinforcement. So to get started, to be more efficient, more effective, more productive, take out a notebook, look at your priorities, write them down, and then go through this process. Is the task a closed loop? Does it have a defined endpoint? It needs one, okay? Or it needs a set time frame that you're gonna work on it. Write a one-sentence reminder of why you want to get this task done. So what's the motivation there? Why do you want to make it happen? Why do you want to get it done? And why are you going to be on point with it? It's something that you need to identify. Do you know where to start or how to start? And do you have a roadmap for the task? If not, create a checklist. What amount of time will you set aside for this task? Is it achievable to get done in that time frame? What roadblocks do you think you'll face? If internal or mental, the resistance, how will you tackle them? 80% of the time, the answer is just to get started on the movements. Get yourself moving. What is the pain of not getting this task done? What is the price of inaction? So define that so that you actually know there are consequences for me not doing this task. And then what reward for the day, either instant or delayed, will you give yourself for completing it? So if you just write all that out, I know it takes time to plan, but planning is so crucial, and it actually helps you way more than you can imagine. So take some time to write out this stuff for your big goals for each day, or if you find yourself like in a slump and not taking action, go through this process. I guarantee it will inspire you. I guarantee it'll motivate you. And then as soon as you're done, get started on your task. Just start going through the motion. Remember that how to start or where to start. Just start and go through this and review it when you need to, but set the time frame for yourself and go get your task done. And once you get your first task done, you're going to be so much more motivated to move on to the next one and the next one, the next one, and you'll have a successful day. And remember, guys, that a successful life is nothing more than a compilation of consecutive successful days. So if you can take care of today and make today a successful life will take care of itself. I hope that helps you guys. I hope it inspires you the way that it inspired me. I wish I remembered who it was on Reddit that I read that from, or what subreddit it was on, so I could give credit to it, but it's a great tool to use. I hope that you guys employ it and enact it, and that it changes the way that you go through your day. There's lots of great productivity tips. This is just one of them, but this is a great way to start if you're facing resistance and you're not really getting yourself going. So guys, go have an incredible weekend. It's a Friday night right now. I'm working because I have so much stuff I'm trying to accomplish right now. I got some really big goals I'm knocking out and some pretty big priorities and obligations that I have to do. So it's 11 o'clock. I don't necessarily want to be working right now, but it's so important and vital that I do. So I'm going through this stuff. I'm making stuff happen. Also wanted to check in with you guys and just inspire you and encourage you, because we don't always want to do the work that we have to do before us, but when you can get into a mindset of being productive and efficient and effective It changes everything. So go do that, go be that. You'll see your goals come into reach. You'll actually get them. You'll accomplish things in your life. You'll be great. You'll tap into that limitless potential that you have inside of yourself, and you'll begin to see your dreams turn into a reality. So I hope this helps you guys. I'm Kai Block with Limitless North. Leave a comment. Talk about what you're working through. I'd love to hear from you guys. Thanks for being on this channel, and I will look forward to seeing you on the next one. God bless. Best of times. Have a great weekend, and more importantly, let Monday be an incredible day for you to start and go crush your goals and achieve all of the things that you've set out for yourself. I'll talk to you soon. See you on the next one. Bye.